Everyone said Frisco was hot, but I didn't believe it until I drove into the Fields community. If you want insider guides, hit like and subscribe now so you won't miss a beat about Dallas, Texas, and its surrounding suburbs real estate market. Hey, I'm Lacey Brucci, and today I'm sharing the story behind Frisco's largest transformations that are coming up. The first time I stepped into Brookside North, I felt a mix of awe and excitement. Sunlight poured through the glass front door, and it spilled right across the entry. There was high ceilings and arched overhead, kind of like this giant gallery of light. And I remembered my first client there too, because when they walked through, their eyes got really wide with delight as they noticed the guest suite downstairs with this massive open to below right above them. And so we laughed, and we were kind of imagining them staying close with their grandparents and intruding on all of their holidays because their parents were only like 5 minutes away from them. And I saw one of the dual kitchens, and it was like this pristine kitchen and a second that was built for real life. So we had commercial dishwashers that made no sound. It was really great. And dishwashers were also hidden in the middle, which made me think of holiday dinners when we have too many guests. Prices here start at $1.3 million for a 50-foot lot home, and that number felt pretty steep until I thought of the future lake views over there. So Fields West sits 2 miles south, and that's where Universal Studios is being erected right now. So what's really going to happen is you're going to walk up to roller coaster tracks right on the horizon as Universal Studios completes. And it's supposed to end in 2028, so I bet it's probably 2029. And I remember sitting in a Zoom call with the mayor and with the city, hearing all of the plans for this development unfold. At Universal, there's going to be 5 acres of rides, there's live shows, there's hotels, there's shopping, and it's all in your backyard, like literally. So data from Universal Orlando shows home values jumped 15 to 20% in 5 years after Universal came there. So I think that we can see something similar. I will say that this Frisco version over in Fields, I think we're going to see that kind of hit the same type of home value expectation. I'll also think of the moment when my phone got pinged for my first listing over in the Fields, where I felt kind of equal parts thrilled and a little nervous because today's $1.3 million seemed smart when I saw that park location. It's just south of US 380, it's east of the tollway, and that address alone builds in instant equity because of the school systems. So buyers who invest now are going to get in front of this curve. I think another thing that's going to also help develop this area is going to be Mckinney Airport. Now, there's an airport that is going to be erected on the Dallas North tollway side. There's going to be 5 terminals that will feed outside of here. So I'm thinking it's going to end up being about a 15-minute drive to the new airport from Frisco. So commercial flights are going to start in 2027 with service to Dallas Love Field and also Houston. So that'll be really beneficial for everyone who is going to be flying out. Now we're going to see a lot more growth going north if we are able to get a commuter airport there. Fields West, Universal Studios, and the McKinney Airport all form this really neat triangle of opportunity because we're going to see future shuttle service that's going to connect with the fields and the park in under 10 minutes. So I think that's going to be a really interesting selling point because we haven't had anything like that before in North Texas. I've walked those trails in the preserve, and those rolling hills reminded me of these childhood summers when I would spend it in the hill country. Prices are going to begin around $3.5 million and will climb with each upgrade and with each builder. So you get to choose your builder, your architect, and you get to craft one of the best homes you can possibly build. Grand Park also awaits over in Frisco. It's a 1,000-acre oasis that is going to be larger than Central Park, and trails are going to weave through water features, getting almost over to an amphitheater. So there's going to be 25 miles of connected paths that never cross a major road, which is awesome because it means that kids can roam safely in that neighborhood. And soon, I think we're going to see golf carts kind of cruising down the trails in order to get you places. Downtown Frisco is definitely next. Imagine a $70 million makeover of shops, sidewalks, and dining, and that is what is coming over to Frisco. Frisco Performing Arts Center will bring Broadway musicals to town, and culture-hungry families are going to finally have something to do in Frisco without needing to go down to Dallas. Another cool thing here is the resort-style amenity center over at the field. So we're going to have 2 pools, we have tennis courts, pickleball courts, and lake features. So on the weekends, you're going to hear the sound of laughter going off the water, neighbors bumping into each other, sharing meal ideas, planning cookouts. It really is community living at its best. Frisco's growth reads like a rocket launch. Population doubled in 20 years. Home values climbed from over $100 to over $300 per square foot, and inventory, even in this seller's market, is really competitive. We still have bidding wars, and one of my buyers made their strongest offer with flexible closing terms, and we won. The negative here is traffic. It kind of snarls together on the tollway, so you have to go through back roads. I think we're going to see construction peak in like 2026 and 2027 when we get new lanes open, but until then, we are going to be in quite a bit of gridlock, and it's kind of just the price you pay in order to live in this developing area. Every amusement park, airport flight, trail, theater show, it all weaves into the plan that you had for your family. If you like stuff like this, before we wrap up, please like and subscribe to the channel so you never miss these updates. Your next advantage in Frisco, Texas might just be one click away. I've invested here myself, and I've felt the thrill of closing on my first home over in the fields. I've watched values climb and families grow, and I want you to feel that same pride and excitement. If you're ready to claim your piece of the fields, call or text me below. Let's find your place before this buyer's opportunity window closes. Thank you so much for stopping in, and I'll see you in Frisco.